Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dork Entertainment. We've got a very special video for you today. We're going to be checking out, reviewing The Suicide Squad, which just released recently. I've got Sumit on the line with me. Sumit, how you doing?
Oh, mate, just finished watching that. That was such a good movie. But yeah, doing very good, yes.
It was very enjoyable. We're going to give our scores, so what we thought of the movie. Do you want to give your score first, Sumit? What did you think of The Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I'll go with 9 out of 10. That was such a good movie. A breath of fresh air for DC, and I think it's definitely way better than the original Suicide Squad, the David Ayer one that was butchered by the studio. But 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to say, for me, definitely up there. It was 8 out of 10 as well. I really enjoyed this movie. It's one of DC's better movies that they've made. And I think you're right. It does have that a different element to it than what you would normally see in a DC comics movie. I feel like they've really brought the humor and combined that with I mean, they've got swearing in this, obviously, and there's gore in this, which is crazy, and there's deaths in this, which is just like, just hits you in the face. I felt...
Oh, yeah, there's deaths.
There is definitely some deaths, and there's a really gory deaths. And, it's not like it's... a lot of it's not serious. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like a serious, gory sort of thing. Like, it adds to the humor of the movie. It sounds a bit strange, but when you watch it, you'll understand. Like, this is definitely an 8 out of 10 for me. One of DC's better comic book movies, I find. So what we're going to do now is we're going to talk a little bit about spoilers of the movie, of course. So if you haven't seen the movie, please, pause the video here and then watch the movie and come back at this point to continue the rest of the review. So spoiler warning.
The warning's here now. So after this, there's all spoilers. Don't cry at us. There's all spoilers from now on. So it's going to be a big spoiler discussion.
So Sumit, we'll start with, I think, one of the biggest elements of this movie, the characters. Now, the first 10 minutes of this movie captured me. Because what you think is the Suicide Squad, that's actually like the B side of it. You know what I mean? Like there's an actual other group, which is the main, the team for whatever mission that they're actually doing initially. And I was surprised by the deaths. You know what I mean? That sort of shocked me a little bit. The deaths that started in the initial 10 minutes. I was just like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, these are supposed to be some of the main characters.
Well, it's crazy. They're crazy. They introduced some of the characters from the old movie and some new ones as well. And it looks like a massive team. So going into the movie, I had a bit of reservations into, if they're going to have like 20 people on the team, how is that going to be too many characters? But yeah, James Gunn has, there's a lot of deaths, as you said, in the first scene. He grabs you, and a lot of people like Boomerang just died.
Yeah, he was from the previous one.
Yeah, that's right. And is it Pete Davidson's character as well, and the limbless guy as
Weasel.
well, and
Weasel's all over the trailers.
Stayed.
And he's dead in the first 2
minutes.
minutes.
But Weasel is all over the trailers, and he's not really in the movie at all, as much. So there's definitely the deaths. But just going back to the characters, it's just like to me, I think the star of this movie is the director, James Gunn. He has this knack of just getting the best out of the characters, layering them so well. And what he's done here, I think, is incredible, because he could have easily just done copy-paste Marvel formula here, and there you go, DC, there's your movie. But he didn't do that. No, this is definitely, it has its own identity. And what I guess James Gunn has done is that he's brought that sincerity to the characters that I guess the previous one didn't really have that sincerity. It was just crash bang, whatever. And maybe the Ayer cut had more in it, but the theatrical cut we watched of the old movie wasn't that great. So this one, they really do layer these characters. They really do give you a reason to care. Like at the end of the day, that's what you have a multi-star movie like this, and it does give you a reason to care. You have Idris Elba's character. You have Harley Quinn, which I think is the best version of Harley Quinn we've seen in the DC film universe. I liked it way more than the previous Suicide Squad and any other appearances that she's been in. And I think this is the most truest character. This is the most truest form of her character. It's got that tragedy of Harley Quinn, yet the darkness and yet the humor as well. Definitely. Which is all Harley Quinn. That's what Harley Quinn is. But it's done it so well. And you got King Shark, who's one of my favorite characters on this movie. And yeah, like they just really flesh these characters out, give you a reason to care. And by the end of the movie, it's just they've gone through so much, and yeah, you just feel for them.
I agree with you. I feel like each character gets just enough time to showcase their story, their background, and the multi-layer, character that they are. There's just enough time in there. It's not like too short. It's not too long. Just enough time to flesh out their character. Another character I want to talk about which I found hilarious, was the polka dot man. So he was
polka dot man.
He's acting in that. Oh my god,
so good.
And he keeps seeing his mum everywhere, and like there's some very awkward scenes where he sees his mum, and then
But there's one character we really have to, and one actor we have to really point out here. John Cena.
Yeah, he did really well. I got to say,
as the Peacemaker,
he did really well in this role.
Now, John Cena's been in Hollywood for a couple of years now. He's been in movies for more than that. He's done some WWE movies, but I guess his newest sort of attempt at Hollywood, and he's been like doing it properly for a couple of years now. We've seen him in Bumblebee, we've seen him in the Fast movies and stuff like that. I think this is his best role. I believe it is his best role, and I think it's he brings a lot of acting chops I didn't really know he had. To be honest, I watched him in WWE and all that, but he's really funny. But then in the serious parts as well, he's actually very good.
If you see his storyline, the first half he's setting up his characters, a lot of humor, and then he switches to serious mode towards the end of the movie, in the final third of the movie. And of course, Idris Elba is Idris Elba. He's great. You know what I mean? And just John Cena, the way he interacted and the one-upmanship with Idris Elba's character, I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was great.
And Idris Elba's another actor I want to talk about in this movie, because when you think of Idris Elba, you don't really think of the big budget, big Hollywood movie. He's not really conquered that. I think with this one, he's actually made this role his own. There was a lot of I guess apprehension towards his. They just thought he was going to be like Will Smith's character, but it is different. It's a totally different character, and he's done so well. This is one of his best roles, I believe, and it's just he brings this this toughness, but also you're right. Like Amanda Waller said, that he is a leader in this movie, and he definitely is from the actors. I believe he's leading the actors into such a great sort of role, and I think it's something that he should definitely consider going forward with in the DC universe.
And there's also the sorry, I forgot the name of the character, but the one that controls the rats.
Yes, she's very the rat catcher.
It's a very pivotal role. Did you notice the little cameo with the rat catcher's father?
Yes, Taika Waititi.
That was out of the blue. Random.
So, it's very well known that Taika and James Gunn are really good friends. And he just probably was on set one day and just was like, "You want to play this character?"
And of course, there's King Shark. Now, I've got to say, he provides that dumb humor to this movie. I did not know who was voicing this until I watched this movie.
I did.
Because I was just focusing on hilarity of the character in the trailers and stuff. I didn't actually look into it. I didn't even recognize the voice that much. I thought it sounds familiar, but it's actually Sylvester Stallone who's playing the voice
Yeah.
of King Shark.
Good old
Good
Sly.
old Sly.
Yeah, he's in this as King Shark, and like even like King Shark's character, which could have been very easily made into a dumb sort of one-note character, right? But even him, he gets layers as well, right? Where like I just love that scene when they're in the bus together, and this is when I think the rat catcher's telling her story. But before that, King Shark's just looking outside at these people, right? He wants to like, he's learning English. He's trying to learn words and stuff like that. He's really discovering himself in this. Like, he's looking at people outside, like, the humans and how they are and stuff. And like, he creates friends with this Suicide Squad. And like, I think I just love the way that James Gunn writes this, because he's written this so well and he's directed it so well. And it shows like the effort that he's put in. It's just so good, and there's no surprise that Warner Brothers is wanting to come back for more DC movies.
I think he is as well. Yeah.
This is that's there was news today that Warner Brothers is looking for him to come back, and he can do any of this. He can do Justice League. He can do anything he wants. Apparently, that's what I've been told, that he was given free reign on this movie. Warner Brothers execs didn't touch it at all. They didn't touch this movie. They didn't have any say in this movie, and look what it's just done so well. And another thing I think we should talk about now, after the characters, is the gore in this movie.
Yeah.
It is gory as hell, man. This is definitely living up to that R rating.
For the first 5 minutes of this movie, when they land on the beach, it's on. Like, gore, left, right, and center. There's like blood going everywhere, faces being ripped off. It's insane. Bodies being burnt. It's crazy gore.
Yeah, if you guys thought Mortal Kombat, like the movie, was gore, like this is like times 10 on that scale.
You've probably seen in the trailers, if you guys have seen that, when King Shark rips that guy in half, it is crazy. Like, it's just, oh my god, that scene. There's so much more, in this movie. Even we just talk about, like, sorry, there was also Rick Flag, who's very serviceable in this movie as well. But the bad guys, I thought the Thinker was a bit underused. Like, they could have shown a bit more of the Thinker. But the main baddie, the starfish, it was Starro. Oh my god, he was pretty good. I got to say, that was a good sort of large enemy that they have to sort of fight against. And
they took it down pretty well, with Harley Quinn and the javelin. That's what she's meant to be using that whole time. She's wondering why she has this javelin. But it was just a really good scene. And the monster, Starro, was pretty good. It's just, it's interesting. It's a very like, it's an alien, right? It's an alien sort of being, and
it's captured by the Americans, which is the big, sort of
that's
big
the big twist.
And that's what they're trying to cover up here, that they were involved in the capture of Starro and then brought him back to Earth, and utilizing him as a weapon. So the gore, I felt the gore really added to this movie. Without the gore, without the swearing, it might not have been the same movie. Do you know what I mean? Like, that comedy wouldn't have hit. But because it's done just at the right amount, at the right time, I feel like the director has really nailed it with that in this movie.
Yeah, and that's credit to Warner Brothers for giving James Gunn the free reign on this. James Gunn really has gone, like, balls to the wall, and this is just, he has just really pushed that R rating. I think it's very close to not being an R movie. It's just a bit beyond it, but he's really pushed the limits of that R rating, and you can definitely tell. But it's just, you're right. It added to the movie, and it's added. And you're saying, like, the swearing and all that, that's part and parcel or whatever, or an R-rated movie. And I think it's just sort of, it's made the characters a bit more, it feels like they're actual, people, right? Like, I mean, they've got all these superpowers and all that. But actually, one scene I really like, and it's one of the quietest scenes in the movie, is literally when they're just at the bar drinking. That was such, and this is like kind of funny because in the old Suicide Squad they have a scene like that as well. But this one, I just felt it's done a bit better as well. And just them drinking and enjoying each other's company. That was fun. I like that scene.
We talked about the storyline a little bit earlier with the twist. So the storyline is quite it's a bit simple if you think about it. Like, they're selected for a mission, and then there's the twist, and then there's the revolt. Like that's like the pretty general sort of storyline. But it feels like there's so many layers in the characters that you just go with the flow in this movie, and that it sort of immerses you into the movie. So you've got to go in it, with a bit of a light heart and just watch it and just enjoy it. Like that's what I did. I just enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie and definitely an 8 out of 10 type of movie for me.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, like for me, it's a bit much to say, but I think it's DC's best movie since The Dark Knight. I haven't really seen anything after The Dark Knight that was as good, and that includes all of the DCU stuff. It's definitely DCU's best movie, the current DCU, and I think since Dark Knight, I haven't really seen a movie that's as good as this. That shows that level of, effort that James Gunn has put into this. It's not, it wasn't really done before like this, with other, especially even the old Suicide Squad. But it just shows what happens when you give a creator like James Gunn, who free reign. And I think he's one of the people that you can do that. I mean, there's a lot of others who would have that free reign and go crazy and just make an incoherent movie. But I think James Gunn has been in this industry for a while now. He knows how it all works, and he's made a movie that is genuinely just awesome. And it's a fun time at the cinemas or HBO Max.
So the big burning question is, will this get a sequel? Because it looks like it's going to do really well. Will this get a sequel? At the moment, it's a standalone movie, I believe, Samit. I don't think James Gunn has planned anything with sequels. No, he's obviously filming Guardians of the Galaxy 3 right now. But after that, man, we've been hearing as news today that Warner Brothers and DC they want James Gunn back. They want to bring him he could do anything. He could do Suicide Squad 2, or they could even just give him Justice League and see how that goes. Wow. But it's just. Yeah, it's something where I think they as a studio, they have full confidence in him. I feel like also because at the moment, at this moment, it's a standalone. I feel like the director had more, free range on who dies in this movie and the deaths. It's totally unexpected. Bang, that person's dead. You don't expect them to die, but because it is a standalone at the moment. There's so many deaths that happen. He just whoa, what the? Oh my God! I didn't think that character was going to die, but they do. So,
well, even John Cena dies here, right? Well, dies, and then if you watch till the very
there
end
is end credits in this.
You see
end credit scene.
Yes, end credits. There's two. There's a mid credit scene, and there is one right at the end. So if right at the end, John Cena's character you thought was dead is actually in hospital. And I guess this leads into the Peacemaker HBO Max series that I've planned as well. Which is, I think, finished filming or very close to finish filming. Yeah, Peacemaker is John Cena.
Awesome. Wow, okay.
What did you think? They were going to make a Peacemaker series without John Cena?
I mean, I thought, there might be a sequel. That's what I was thinking. This is going to lead to another Suicide Squad or Peacemaker movie. But that's good that there's...
No, there's already a HBO Max series. Yeah, they're filming it.
That's going to be great.
It's coming next year.
And you're talking about the other scene, the other mid-credit scene, or just before the credits really roll.
Yeah.
Another person comes back to life who we thought was dead.
Yes,
the Weasel.
which I think I understand why Weasel was not in this movie. It would have been kind of too much if there was just two sort of. It's very similar to King Shark in a way, where he's just he doesn't understand much and he's just sort of...
I feel like he's going to appear in something else down the track, whether it's a TV show or a movie.
It's possible, yeah. But yeah, I just feel like there would have been two of those characters and it would have been too much. But yeah, I think the actual... If you by the end of the movie, the actual Suicide Squad is very... it's four people. It's good. At the end of the day, these are the four people and... I think moving forward with these four, I think, is the way to
definitely. Look, we really enjoyed the movie. We do recommend this movie. You go out and watch it. Of course, it's not one to watch with kids because there's a lot of gore and a lot of swearing in this.
Yeah.
But definitely, it is.
Yeah. Wait, so the previous one, was that R-rated?
I can't remember actually. I don't think it was because it did not feel R-rated, to be honest, compared to this one.
Yeah, because the previous one got like a lot of, I guess, I mean, it got a lot of popular culture sort of, attention, right? Like Harley Quinn was obviously in that as well, the Joker, and like it really was something that kids would watch and stuff like that. This, I'm not sure whether this one is something where you'd be able to take the kids, all right? Because it's just
I mean, I don't think it was R-rated. I think it was PG.
This is M. Oh, yeah, PG, yeah.
PG-13, Suicide Squad 2016.
Yep. So, I mean, yeah, that's interesting, right? Because a lot of the kids that liked that movie, what's going to happen now? If they watch this movie, if they convince their parents to watch this movie,
the Suicide Squad, DC
gory as shit. But yeah, it's just, well, like they'll just look at Harley Quinn and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember her. She's let's watch part 2." But yeah, they're in for a rude shock, I guess.
So definitely, it is entertaining. We definitely recommend this movie for adults, of course, if you're not for kids, but it is definitely entertaining because there is a lot of blood and gore in this and swearing, but the comedy level is really good too. So I would definitely recommend this if you get a chance to watch this somehow. Do watch it. Of course, at the moment we're in lockdown, so if you can get access to HBO Max or other streaming services where you might be able to watch it, it is definitely worth a watch. It's one of DC's better movies. So let us know in the comments what you think of this movie, if you've seen it, whether you're looking forward to it, and what you thought of the movie and the acting and everything else. Please like the video, share and subscribe if you can, and we shall see you in the next video. Peace.
Peace.